Wow, you know my name. That's great. I do have a name tag, you're right. And you all read. I think that's terrific. For those who don't know, those online, my name is Storm, Greg Storm DiCostanzo. You may or may not know me as half of Paul and Storm. Thank you. You may or may not know me from my hit web series, Storm Eats an Entire Fudgy the Whale Cake at ThinkGeek headquarters. Very popular. You may also know me as one of the founding members and producers of Woodstock, the geek-oriented concert series. And it is through Woodstock that, that Paul and I first learned about Marian Call, and are so glad that we did. And she came to do a Woodstock, and down in San Diego, she just crushed it. And she will be doing some Woodstocks coming up in New York and Boston. But I'm so glad that she's here in my general hometown, here in the Washington, D.C. land, most specifically here in Virginia. And it is part of her 50 States tour, which is pretty ambitious. That's a lot of states for one person to do in a short period of time, or at all. And thank you to ThinkGeek for arranging this awesome concert. And because it's a great opportunity, even though she is touring all 50 states, she can't get to everyone at once. But through the magic of the interwebs, she can. A few announcements before we begin the show proper. Online listeners, you can email in photos of yourself or someone else if you want, but the idea is you, and to win prizes through a Twitter contest. And it's far too many details for us to cover now because the level of geekosterone and nerdestrogen in here is so high that I don't want to delay things too long. But go to mariancall.wordpress.com to find out about that, because it's cool and you win cool prizes. Second off, international listeners are eligible for online prizes tonight. U.S. residents are also eligible, so don't worry. And you people here, well, you're being taken care of. And finally, this is for in-house people. Marian has put together Geek Bingo. So does everybody have their card? You have your card. Here are the rules. And at home, pretend you have a card because, you know, it's fun anyway. If you go shouting bingo in your house, make sure that your loved ones or people around you are prepared for that. Okay, here are the rules. You'll see there are a number of items on your card. The idea is when you hear one of the items on the card said out aloud, you put your little gold star on the spot. Pretty close to the usual rules of bingo so far. Someone near you must be able to verify that that person said that thing. So we know you're competitive. I can see it in your eyes. Now, it is considered to be in poor taste to coerce someone that might be with you, or a complete stranger who might look coercible, to say these things for you. We have a question.
Can we count it if it's been said already tonight?
Marian, if it's been said already, does it count?
I think the more obscure ones, I would say yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think we're fair game. If it gives you bingo already, then you're a sucker. So.
Okay, and this is entertaining for you at home too, because some crazy stuff's going to start happening when the competition gets fierce, and you will witness it. And if you achieve bingo, you may yell bingo at any time that Marian is not singing. That's important, because we don't want to completely blow the vibe during the music sessions. So enough of my yakking. I think we are ready for, she is one of us, and she's going to go on to be, I believe, much wider than just us, but she will always be of us. Please welcome here to Timmy's treehouse here at ThinkGeek, Marian Call.
I'm taking these home. You can't have them. Oh. Okay, go.
Oh, my darling, there is something we must discuss. How with cell phone in hand you ran my Volvo through the special bus. And I am more a Volvo than any other kind of car. Reliable and safe and Scandinavian and square. Na, 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 na. You've been in all the corners and you blew out all the lights. So now I wanna know, baby, how you propose to make things right. My darling, when you bounced that check, why didn't you think the guarantees were gonna set you so far back? And oh my darling sugar pie, why did you stay up all last night and put off your packing and eat too much and nearly go and miss your flight? Oh, you know you've been miserable after that little white lie. So why did you? No. So, someone was saying today that they don't ever want to date me because they'll wind up in some song like this. But I would like to testify that I wrote this song for me. This is a Dear John letter to myself because I did all of these things within like a week. And then I didn't listen, and then I did them again. Shame on you, babe, shame on you, babe. Always don't know what you do, babe. You know what you said and said, maybe when you're older, maybe when you're sober, then you'll stop picking sins and picking dares and picking fights. I know I'm far from perfect, and I know I'm hardly good, but we get so much further if you would do what you should do, darling. If seeing we're caring, what a different life we take. If knowing we're doing, what a different world we make. What we want and what we need, we very, very, very seldom do. I want a smaller waist, I want donuts too. And we visit on each other all the slings of self-defeat, and we cannot dodge the arrows of undisciplined retreat. I'd be better if my love were not so timid and controlled. I'd sleep closer if I were not both so bony and so cold. Hello, I'm Marian. I'm excited to be on the East Coast because hitherto I am mostly known to you guys as ones and zeros, but very familiar ones and zeros to some of you. So yay! Thank you so much for coming to my show in the internet and in the real world too. So I'm pretty excited. Sometimes I can't even get 5 people to come to a show, and the tickets sold out in like 45 minutes. I was like, oh my goodness. I must be back in nerd territory again. This is my typewriter Madeline, named for Madeline Lingle. Yeah. Everybody say hi, Madeline. Hi, Madeline. She's so lovely. I love her. If you would wish to come play with her afterwards, you are welcome to. It's okay with me.
Yes.
She's very hard to So, I love how small children don't know what she is, most of the places where I go. Yeah, it's very sad. One small boy was asking me, what is this? And I said, well, it's kind of like a computer, but it only writes letters, and it has no screen. He goes, why would you want that? Well, I do, because I am an old-fashioned, liberal arts, nerdy kind of geek who arrives in a city and says, so tell me about the demographics here. Yeah, that's me. So I wrote this song for me to make me feel better. This is called the Nerd Anthem. I'm going to do something loud for a second.
Excuse me.
It wasn't me. It was the stamp.
It was me.
Okay, here goes. 1, 2, 3. All the cool kids keep enthusiasm rationed, right down to the last explosive ounce. But I'd rather indulge my many passions, even if my squaritude is overly pronounced. Perhaps I do not strike you as a geek, without the horn-rimmed glasses and knee-high Argyle socks. But nerdery is more than wardrobe deep. I'm a nerd down in my heart, and that's where nerdhood rocks. I am better acquainted than a good girl ought to be with Eric and Yosef, Bridge and Worf and Hal and Han. But you don't really know me, and my culture don't control me. So don't you pigeonhole me, cause my face are set to stone. Oh, I have been a nerd since long before I could have heard that bookish girls should look and act a certain way. And I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic, because I do not care what normal people say. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. My superpowers draining fun from parties. But if I am a misfit, then I'm in good company with Auden, Austin, Hawking, Galileo, and Van Gogh, and countless other weirdos whom you really ought to know. So stow your expectations, I won't fix your PC, and I don't mind being underrated or ignored. The world is much too interesting to entertain on me, so I won't ever play it cool, and I won't ever once be bored. Oh, I have been a nerd since long before anyone heard how pale and scrawny was the latest fashion trend. And I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic, cause I do require approval in the end. Since long before anyone heard how pale and scrawny was the latest fashion trend. And I'll still be a geek when I am utterly antique. You will find that I have nothing to defend. No, I don't require approval in the end. Maybe?
Yeah.
Are girls allowed to do that?
Yes.
This is the first song I ever wrote on the first album I ever made, and it's called Fret, and it's about not being able to make up your mind, which is why it sounds like this. Also, it cost me more guitarists before I found someone amazing like Scott Barkin from New York who was playing for me. This is how it goes.
Wow, that was short.
Next one. Still you love me. about you. Lately I've been thinking about your sweet, sweet smile, and whether I am right to let you fight for my so twisted heart. If I had the time, I'd make you mine. You're beautiful, and I am also right to love this song. Say how I'll never, 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 never deserve you. Na, 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 na. I think instead of you, but if that's okay with you, then I can be your dearest friend. I'll be all over too. I will never ever leave if you will have me now. But dear, the trouble is with love. Trouble is with love. I'm not sure if my heart will ever know. Something in me must love you too. I would be out of breath when I think about you. Take some time, take some time, take some time, take some time with you. Baby, baby, I saw you, saw you, saw you. Mine too, take some time with you, take some time with you. You know, it's with the boys, with the time, and I'm feeling, everybody said no, no. I wish I knew, I wish I knew, I wish I knew if I could love you too. Thank you. That's what I go through every morning when I try and decide what to wear. Oh!
I knew that was going to happen tonight, of all nights.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah. We need some funds for a new music stand and guitar stand. The guitar does that too, and then it's more expensive. I keep leaving things places. I've been traveling all over the country, and my music stand is somewhere in Des Moines. And so is the notebook, and so is my favorite blanket. And my guitar stand is apparently now in Cincinnati, somewhere in a Mesquite bar in Over the Rhine. That is so awesome. I love this bar now. But it has my guitar stand. I left my extension cord in Portland. I left my, woo, 450 viewers! Oh my gosh! I hope you guys are having fun. I'm sorry it's crowded, but I hope it's fun crowded. Oh good! Yay! You rock. Yay. I knew I wore my NASA shirt for a good reason. I don't wear sparkly things, so yeah, this is an exception. This song is not by me. I'm sorry, this song is by Leonard Bernstein, but it's one of my favorite songs of all time. From an old musical called A Wonderful Town that I hope will be revived more frequently than it usually is. It's by Leonard Bernstein, Betty Comden, and Al Green, and it's called 100 Easy Ways to Lose Your Man. And I should know. The first way to lose your man. You've met a charming fellow and you're out for a spin. The motor fails and he just wears a helpless grin. Don't bat your eyes and say, what a romantic spot we're in. Just leap out, crawl under the car, tell him it's the gasket, and fix it in 2 seconds flat with a bobby pin. That's a good way to lose your man. He takes you to a baseball game, you sit knee to knee. He says the next man up at bat will bunt, you'll see. Don't say, what's a bunt? This game's too hard for little me. Just say bunt. Are you nuts? With no outs, 2 men on, and a left-handed batter coming up, he's going to walk right into a triple play, just like in the second game of the World Series of 1923. Duh. That's a sure way to lose your man. That's a sure, 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 sure way to lose a man. It's a splendid way to lose your man. Just stick your knowledge in his face. You'll never try for second base. Ooh, 98 ways to go. the lifeguard at the beach that all the girlies adore, swims bravely out to save you through the ocean's roar. Don't say, oh thanks, I would have drowned in just 1 second why. Just push his head under the water and yell, last one in is a rotten egg, and race him back to shore. And that's a swell way to lose your man. You've met the perfect mate, it's been love from the start. He whispers, you're the one to who I give my heart. Don't say, I love you too, my dear. Let's never, never part. Just say, I'm afraid you've made a grammatical error. It isn't to who I give my heart, it's to whom I give my heart. The use of the preposition to, who becomes the indirect object, making use of whom absolutely imperative, which I can show you by drawing a very simple chart. And that's a sure way to lose your man. Oh, that's a sure, 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 sure way to lose a man. It's a handy way to lose your man. Just be as well informed as he. You'll never hear, oh, promise me. Just show him where his grammar errs, and mark your towels hers and hers. Yes, girls, you too can lose your man if you will use my simple plan. 100 easy ways to lose your Yes, this, I can see that you're enjoying the concert because a lot of you are actually looking like this. I think some of you are responding to things going by up there. Am I right? No. I went to a concert once in LA, one of my first concerts in LA actually, and Scribble Girl and some other of my internet friends were there to meet for the first time. I was meeting strangers from the internet at a bar in LA where I was going to play. It was so cute. And I couldn't find them. I knew they were there because they were twittering from the bar, and I couldn't find them. And they weren't like identifying themselves, even though I was all like, I'm in concert clothes, and you know what I look like, and I don't know what you look like. And finally Scott says to me, do you think it could be those 6 people over there with their noses in their iPhones? Oh, maybe. Take a guess. Yeah, I love those guys. Okay. This is a love song, but not the usual type of love song in the first place because my life is rather boring and I turned to fiction for inspiration. So this is inspired by a fictional character, River Tam, in about 10 minutes. I know, she's the best. So, yes. And I just love it when a song comes out whole and complete like that, which it very seldom does for me. Usually it's more like solving a Rubik's Cube or some math, which is fun too. But this is one of those aha moments because of River Tam being so awesome. And but after I wrote it, I immediately saw fit to dedicate it to the teenagers up in Anchorage who I spent some time volunteering with while I lived up there. I still live up there actually, I just don't live there enough to be a consistent volunteer, which would be a bad thing for the kids. So, but I think of them all the time.